Hi, how are you all feeling? I'm feeling it pretty physically at the moment. I know I need a chiro adjustment, but it is intense. My whole head just feels like it's going to explode. So I will try and keep this short and sweet, and I hope you're all feeling okay. There are a lot of different symptoms being felt at the moment. So yeah, I hope you're doing okay. I just wanted to expand a bit on one of my previous videos talking about the solar event. I've had a lot of questions from people asking. A lot of people seem to know that it's coming, but then there are a lot of questions about, okay, so how does it affect us? What happens afterwards? So please bear in mind, I'm just sharing my own thoughts and perceptions here. I have no way of knowing if it's true, and I'm waiting to see, just like everyone else. I do feel confident in the fact that previous visions have come to fruition. So that gives me the confidence to trust in what I'm seeing. So anyway, enough talking, rambling, I'll get on with it. So when I first started hearing about this event that was coming, and this was before I started receiving visions of my own, there was everything, basically the message that was going around was it was going to be this huge event that was going to propel Earth and all her inhabitants into this new 5D Earth. And I even heard that, you know, the chosen ones would be taken away in ships, all sorts of things. And to be honest, I was excited by that, but it seemed a bit far-fetched, especially at the beginning of your journey. And I did definitely believe there would be an event though, and something that would be a catalyst for that. And to be honest, I hoped it would be in my lifetime that I would get to see it. I don't know, I just got the sense that we were here to prepare the ground, and then this event would come, and that's when everything would change. It wasn't until I started getting my own visions that I started to understand it differently. I don't believe there are going to be ships. Sorry to disappoint anyone out there. And I also don't believe that this is going to just catapult us into this instant fifth dimension that people talk about. I do believe that for some, the effects may be incredibly subtle. That they won't even know really that they have been affected by anything. They will see it purely from largely a physical perspective. Everything that happens physically, not so much thinking about is anything happening to them, but it will be. If you imagine a graph, and this is the analogy that I get shown, a graph where there's different levels and, you know, up and down and peaks and lower points. That sort of represents where humanity is in their respective consciousness level at the moment. I believe that the energy that we're going to be receiving is at a cosmic level going to be filtered, because I don't believe we could withstand the full strength of energy that is emitted from the great central sun, or the energy that comes from that galactic core. I think at this point still it would just be too much for the physical vessel to cope with, and it would just collapse. I believe that, as in the same way that it's filtered from above to a point where the planet and her inhabitants can withstand that strength, those that are at a higher level or further along in their journey, and I'm trying to choose my words carefully here, those that have been on the conscious path for a while, doing the inner work, letting go of old systems within and around them and embracing new ones, I believe they will get the highest strength of this energy that comes in, and then it will be received at a reducing level, so that those that are still asleep or just waking up can withstand it without too much overwhelm and overload. And so each person on the graph, the analogy graph, will move that little bit higher in their awareness. Their perceptions of the world will expand slightly. So for a person that was, you know, here, they will expand to here. For somebody that was already there, they'll expand out to here. I hope that makes sense. I believe that this solar event is going to be extremely powerful, but it will be the catalyst that then creates the beginning of the new earth really being formed. How do I think this is going to happen? Again, not overnight. I think we're going to see it in the coming years, and it will take years, but it will be from each person's expanded level of awareness and consciousness. They will see the world differently, and from that place they will make different choices that are more aligned with what's best for the collective, not just what's best for the individual. Many people already do that, but we're going to see many more start seeing that perspective. People are going to wake up further and further to the illusion that's been in front of them the whole time. I don't profess to be fully out of it. I still get sucked into it at times, and I have to remind myself, this isn't real. None of this is real, really. And I don't mean that with any disrespect to the devastation that's going on in the world. That is very real. I'm simply talking from my personal perspective. So I think as we make different choices, how is that going to look? So an example that I feel is, say, the education system. We all know that's not working and hasn't been working for a long time. It teaches dependence on the systems within the matrix, and it's a competitive energy. You're constantly being evaluated against each other instead of your own personal improvements. And I think education needs to be holistic and really focus on the child's emotional well-being and raising a little human that is equipped to go out into the world with confidence and a sense of their own inner power and authenticity, and use it to create change. And we've been conditioned to do everything but that. We've been programmed to fit the norm so that you're accepted. Anyone that's different for a long time, and even still, gets pushed out to the fringe of society and rejected because, oh, you're different. So, yeah, that's why I chose the name I did for my business, because I really believe that I want everyone to feel free to be you. The world needs that. It really does. Anyway, getting sidetracked again. So, going back to the education system, we don't see how that will change really at the moment. You know, apart from with all the stuff going on in the world, there's been a lot more homeschooling, things like that. But going forward, if enough people decide that that system isn't aligned with their own inner values and the values that they want to teach their sons and daughters, then I think over the coming years, if there's not the people enrolling their children in the system in the first place, and those that are already in it start deciding, no, we can't do this anymore, we're going to stop this now, and look at homeschooling pods and different options that are available that aren't based around that you know, 5-hour time locked in what's essentially a concrete jungle for most places, then eventually those systems, if the schools aren't getting the enrollments in them, then after a while they're either no longer in operation or they have to transform to a system that's more aligned with what the people want. And this is going to happen with all the institutions, I believe. And again, not overnight, but as people become more conscious, they'll again choose where they put their money. Instead of just, most people will just choose you know, a bank or, you know, similar, based on what's simplest and easiest for them, without actually exploring, well, does this organization support the community? Does it give back to the planet in any way? What are their morals and values? I mean, I do believe the banking system will collapse, and I don't believe in it as a system anyway. Ironically, I used to work in banking until I went through my own healing crisis and everything else that set me on this journey with no turning back. So this is what I'm talking about. With new awareness, I could no longer work for an organization that wasn't aligned with who I was, and I was lucky that the universe stepped in and provided an avenue out of that for me, that didn't involve me taking a huge risk at the time. So I was very blessed there. Many aren't. But again, I'm digressing. But what I'm trying to say is that's an example of making choices that are aligned with your inner core values and your beliefs, but being aware that we also need to examine our beliefs on a very regular basis to make sure that they are still working for us, because it's easy to think we've progressed when in actual fact we're still holding on to old belief systems that that are kind of holding us in place or allowing us to only make limited progress. So I believe what I believe until I believe something else. I'm not attached to my beliefs. I believe in what feels right for me at any given time, and that evolves, I guess, in the same way that I evolve. But yeah, that's one thing I'm very conscious of, to constantly look at what I believe in and why I believe in it, and does it support me or does it hold me back in some way? So anyway, I hope that kind of explains how I see this energy coming in and affecting people, and also how I see the changes unfolding, and the fact that individually and collectively we will start making new choices that will ultimately lead to us experiencing a new earth. So I don't think it's going to be anything as exciting as a big suddenly, you know, we're all light body. Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? Oh dear. One thought I'll leave you with before I go. I was going to do a separate video on that, but I don't get too much opportunity, so I might as well do it while I'm here with you. A word was placed into my head the other day, and I was asked, you know, in my mind, to how can I put it? To, I guess, explain what my understanding of that word was. Anyway, the word was atonement. And I thought for a minute, and basically my only association with that is, you know, atoning for our sins and having to atone for mistakes that we've made and digressions and things like that. Anyway, I was asked to look at the word again, and I did. And then this time I suddenly saw it differently, and I saw the word, same word, as at-one-ment. And I know this is probably not a new concept, and many of you have probably come across this before, but it's new to me. And I only speak about my experiences. So yeah, I sat with that for a moment and I thought, wow, this is an example. They're showing me how words, the true meaning of the word itself doesn't change, but we're conditioned and programmed to see this word as meaning this, which is basically you've done wrong. You need to make up for it. You need to make up for your sins. And I thought that was really interesting. And the very clear message I got, which is the one that I want to leave you with, is all of this, none of it has been a journey of atonement. It has always been a journey of at-one-ment. So I will leave you at one with that. And I'm sending you all love, and I hopefully look forward to talking to you all soon. All right, take care, stay safe, and hang in there. Bye.